Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to make a solenoid engine. But just so you guys know, this is an actual solenoid engine. But since we're broke and since we can't afford those kind of materials, I'm going to show you guys how to make a functioning solenoid engine using only styrofoam, cardboard, more styrofoam, popsicle sticks, wires, and a magnet. That's all you're going to need. Alright, so first things first, we're just going to make, first, so I'm using this this expo marker, this empty expo marker, as a thing where I'm going to coil the wires around. So this is going to act as a solenoid. Solenoid is just like a fancy word for a coil of wires, and I'll explain later what it does and why I did it in a coil shape. All right. So second, we're just going to attach this stand here for the marker to stand on, like so. Alright, hold on. This is just a stand for the expo marker to go on, and I'm just attaching this little piece because the solenoid engine is like the magnet is going to be moving back and forth. So alright, make sure this fits nicely. And yes, it fits perfectly. Alright. Alright, so yeah, so this is going to be like the stand for our little solenoid to stand on. Make sure it's nice and strong because the magnet is quite heavy and it's going to be moving back and forth. Okay, so I'm just going to attach this solenoid to the stand. Alright, good. Okay, that should be good enough. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is grab some clothes hangers and then just bend them into the shape of a crankshaft. And then also, what you should do in the meantime is attach this little piece to the magnet so that if you have another piece from the clothes hanger to go inside the magnet, that way it's able to go in and out in this motion, as you can see. So yeah, so it's just the crankshaft is going to move the magnet back and forth. So now get your two popsicle sticks ready and make two holes for the clothes hangers to go in. Alright, so I'm just going to attach these popsicle sticks to the styrofoam base. Like such. And then now for the second one. While I'm doing it, I'm just going to attach the crankshaft along the popsicle sticks, like this. All right. Just gonna wait for this hot glue to dry. So this is what it looks like. The stand in which the solenoid stands on, and the magnet inserted into the empty expo marker, and then the crankshaft attached to this little piece. So also, I would put a little bit of, I don't know, if you have a washer you can put that there, but I'm just going to put like hot glue so that like this thing doesn't go off. But that's about it for this one. Yeah, I agree. Marker's a bit too close. I'm just going to move the stand back a little bit. this is a very simple setup. So yeah, the circuitry is also super duper simple. Just to explain to you very simply, there's going to be current running through this copper wire through the solenoid, and out of the solenoid is going to go through here and then to the thing, and it's going to complete by contact with the clothes hanger to this little piece of copper wire here, and so it's just going to make its way around and make a complete circuit. Alright, so the final step is to add the flywheel. Alright, so this thing, alright, so I'm just going to like attach hot glue here so that when I add my flywheel it doesn't go off. That's perfect. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Good, good, good. Wait for it to dry. So, alright. Yeah, we're just going to wait for this to dry. Yeah. Alright, so guys, this is the end product here. I've got 12 volts and 4 amps going into this this little contraption. So let me explain how this thing actually works. So in the beginning of this video, I explained why you have to sort of wrap the wires around in a coil-like shape. That's because when current runs through a single wire, it generates a magnetic field around it. Now, if you have a coil of these wires, each and every single one of these wires, the magnetic field of each of these wires are all going to collapse to one another, and it's just going to act like one giant magnet. And if you have another magnet inside it, it's going to attract or repel, whether it goes through conventional current flow or the other way around. So this is conventional current flow. It's from positive to negative. So it should work. And the question you're wondering is, why this little wheel, this circle? Is it for decoration? Well, sort of, but it also has a very important role in this whole entire function. So the reason why it's in a circular shape is because it provides rotational energy. Now, this rotational energy is what gives this little crankshaft to rotate around and around, like so. So if I run current through this should work. Alright, everybody, after a few tries and after a lot of failures, I made a few adjustments. I just increased the height of the marker, just so that it matches with the crankshaft, so that it rolls very smoothly, as you can see. So yeah, this is really crucial, just like this rolling smoothly. Alright, so I'm gonna run current through it, and let's see the magic happen. Alright, I just had to make a few adjustments for this thing to work. If you guys are willing to make this at home, the most important thing you should keep in mind is the alignment of the crankshaft with the magnet. That is so important. Like, oh my gosh, hold on. Just gotta turn this off. Sorry about that. That is super important, because if you want this thing to rotate smoothly, you really need this thing to be in the same height. Otherwise, if it's too high, then this thing's just gonna get stuck. If it's too low, then the magnet's just gonna launch out of the solenoid. So you don't want either of those. All right, so this is super simple. Again, with the most simplest materials that you can find at home. I made this crankshaft out of a metal clothes hanger, popsicle sticks, cardboard, magnet. This little thing here is from a hand sanitizer, some copper wires. This thing to, make the adjustment, and the styrofoam as the base. All right, so circuitry is super simple. Current runs through here to the solenoid, acts like a magnet, launches the magnet out, and the current flows through here. Since the metal nail is conductive, the current allows, or the current flows through the wire to the crankshaft. And when it's in contact, it repels. When it's not, the rotational energy from the flywheel allows it to go back, therefore making a full rotation like that. And the circuitry finishes by having electrons going through here and through here, and it just finishes the circuit. All right, let's see this in action. Whoa, okay, yeah, that is scary. All right, hold on a second. All right, I'm just gonna tilt this a little bit so that the gravitational force also helps the magnet go back. Okay, so I'm just gonna, oh shoot, I'm just gonna give this a little push for it to start. Oh, wait, hold on. And there it is. Oh, come on, keep going. Keep going. All right, so that's the sweet spot. Yeah, if you're working with a solenoid engine, you want to find that sweet spot. Oh crap! For it to keep on rotating, but that sweet spot is not easy to find because it just moves around too much. So, I mean, that's the hardest part about making this solenoid engine. Other than that, it works pretty fine. And yeah, if you guys want to have a little bit of fun. Make something as cool as this with the simplest materials possible. Then here's the way to do it. All right, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.